Welcome to qnawire.
Okay, we've got to prepare some compounds with Grignard reactions. Okay, so the first one is 3-pentanol. And what we're going to show is that you can do retrosynthetic analysis to consider, the proper Grignard reagent. So pretty much find the carbon that has OH on it and consider breaking a carbon-carbon bond that is to the carbon with OH on it, and then consider what that would imply you would have for Grignard reagents. So I'm going to color code this real quick, actually, so you can see exactly how I'm doing this. Okay, so I think what we're going to end up with is the following. I take that structure and I put that's my Grignard reagent, and I take the other side and I say that's my aldehyde, right? And if I were to react these and then follow that with acidic workup, let's say in ether, diethyl ether, and then so that's step 1, and step 2 is H3O plus aqueous, I would get the alcohol in question, right? And so the way that happens, let's just sketch this out real quick. Okay, mechanistically, we break the carbon-magnesium bond. Create a new carbon-carbon bond. Get my colors right here. And we break a carbon-oxygen double bond, which goes up onto the oxygen as a negative charge. And magnesium bromide will be positively charged at this point and hanging out with the negative charge. And an aqueous workup in which we introduce H3O plus, will protonate the alcohol. Okay. And leave some magnesium bromide behind. And that's basically it. Okay, so that's the method we're going to use. So let's look at, we don't have to step through the mechanism each time, but that's just the explanation. So let's look at our next alcohol, 3-methyl-3-pentanol. Pentanol with an OH here, as well as the methyl. Okay. So we can imagine breaking any one of these bonds to create a Grignard reagent. Let's break the methyl. Okay, and then we consider what the ketone or aldehyde we would have started look like. Right. Okay, so then that's all we would need. We would say if we wanted to do this in order, we'd say we start with methyl bromide, and then we add magnesium, solid, and diethyl ether. Okay, that creates our Grignard reagent. Step 2, we add our ketone, and step 3, we do aqueous acidic workup, right? So that's what you would need. That's like your answer. I guess I can say, for here, we didn't talk about making this reagent, right? So if you wanted to address this forward-wise, you would say we started with ethyl bromide, we added magnesium solid in diethyl ether. Then we added our ketone. In this case, it was an aldehyde. And then we did aqueous acidic workup. Okay. Now we've got C, hexanoic acid. Great. So another thing that's nice to know about Grignard reagents is that, we can add, so let me color code this real quick. We can add a carbon with 2 oxygens, like we have here, as CO2. Right? So then again, what we're looking for is a pentyl bromide. Right? And we're going to combine that with CO2, and that's where and then following that up with a, basically what will happen is that this will, well, once we've created our Grignard reagent, right, this is the new carbon. And we follow that with an acidic aqueous workup. To get our carboxylic acid. Okay? So if you ever see, if you're asked to make a carboxylic acid using the Grignard, then that means you probably invoked CO2. Okay, so the forward direction for this would be starting with pentyl bromide, reacting it with magnesium solid, that's magnesium 0, and diethyl ether. I'm drawing it a different way now. That's the same as saying ET, diethyl ether. Same thing. Then I'm saying we're going to react that with CO2, and then we're going to do aqueous acidic workup. Okay. Final one is 1-phenyl, 1-propanol. Okay. It's propane, and on one carbon we've got an OH, but we've also got a phenyl ring. So we've got options. We can either break the bond here, or we can break the bond here. It's up to us. Let's say that we break the bond here. How about that? In that case, we know that our aldehyde looked like this, and that our Grignard reagent looked like this. Okay. So to start from the top, we're going to start with phenyl bromide. And to make our Grignard reagent, we're going to add solid magnesium in diethyl ether. And for our next step, we're going to add our aldehyde. And for our final step, we're going to do an aqueous acidic workup, and that's to protonate the alcohol. And that's it.